Hi, my name is Emma and welcome to my BookTube. This channel is a place for a lot of books and a lot of banter. I figured it would be fitting if I spilled the tea on all of my bookish opinions and thoughts, so join me as I tackle the BookTube Newbie Challenge. Okay, first question is, why did you start this channel? I feel like there's so much to unpack. I have been on Book Talk for about 2-ish years, and I think I realized that it's just not the space for me. I still love to talk about books and I want to connect with other people about books, so that's why I was like, I think YouTube is the place to go because I want to be able to talk. I need to be able to yap. I need to be able to form all of my thoughts into sentences, and I need more than 1 minute to talk. I also think BookTube will just give me a little bit more creative freedom when it comes to the types of videos that I want to do and the topics that I want to talk about. So that was like another reason why I wanted to start this channel. I just feel like this is just going to be the space for me and I have a really good feeling about it. Question number 2. What is unique about this channel and what am I going to bring to the BookTube community? Oh gosh, I feel like this is like a job interview and I'm interviewing and I need to know if I'm gonna get the job. That's why I have like this little comfort stuffed animal. I don't know what makes me unique, to be honest. I read a lot of the same books as a lot of other people. I always hate the what makes you unique question because I think as an individual, it's so hard to know what makes you unique. So I'm just gonna start off by saying that. This channel is going to always be about community. I think that is my main goal, sort of going in. I think I realized recently that when it comes to books, I always have the best time, the most fun talking about books with other people and hearing other people's opinions and sharing my own opinions. And I think that's what's lacking in a few other online book communities, is just this space to be a little bit more open with your thoughts. Also, I feel like reading is such like a solitary habit where, I mean, you can do it with other people, but you're having your own moment, you're having your own experience when you're sitting there reading a book. And I feel like where reading brings people together is when you sit down, you actually talk about the book and you hear about everybody else's opinions, and it brings you together even if you have different opinions or perspectives. I think, again, the biggest thing that I want to enhance about the BookTube community is the sense of community that's already here, and I kind of want to, find my space and see, where my voice belongs and just like make some friends. Next, what am I most excited for about this channel? Oh my gosh, I don't know. I feel like I'm so excited about a lot of things. I feel like every time I start a new creative venture, I'm very excited. I think I'm actually just excited to start connecting with people and actually meeting people, making friends, and talking about books on a different space. I think I'm just gonna thrive in a long form content platform, and I don't know why it has taken me so long to actually sit down and make a BookTube. I think the thing I'm most excited about is actually being able to form thoughts. Okay, next question. Why do I love reading? I feel like reading has been the only hobby I've really ever had, or the only hobby I've ever really stuck to. I feel like it's the one thing that has always been constant in my life, is like I will always read a book. I'm always down to read a book, always down to go to the bookstore and buy books. I feel like just books in general have just always been a constant. Younger, when I was really young, I was like painfully shy, and reading books was like the only thing that like made me like feel comfortable. And I would like make friends with like the fictional characters, and then I would take it too far and I would play imaginary friends by myself in like the 5th grade, and I'd be like playing Pirates of the Caribbean in my locker pretending I'm Elizabeth Swann. Like, now that I'm an adult, I think reading is still sort of like my space time. It's my self-care, it's my safe space. It's like in whatever book I pick up. Also love that when I get a book and I sit down and I'm about to read it, I go in with wanting a different experience every single time. Reading experiences can be whatever you want them to be. I think like sometimes you're sitting down and you're reading a book and you just want to chill. You know, you don't want to think about anything. You want to read your silly, goofy, whatever it is. For me, where I find those silly goofiness is like in a romance. If I find a romance, I'm sitting down, I'm chilling, I'm not thinking about anything else. I'm just kicking my feet at whatever romance I'm reading. But there are other times where I'm like, okay, I want to step back into my English major shoes and I want to think about literature. And that sounds so annoying, but that's true. The next question is, what books got you into reading? I read so many books. I was a big fan of Magic Treehouse, but the special edition ones, there was one in particular called Christmas in Camelot that I really liked, and that's like the only Christmas thing you'll find me reading, to be honest. I'll read anything Halloween, but for some reason putting Christmas in a book is different. I don't know why. And then I was obsessed with a series of Unfortunate Events. I don't think I finished them all though, so maybe that's something I could do. I read Percy Jackson like a billion gajillion times. Ooh, I loved the Spiderwick Chronicles, and so it's so fun to actually read Holly Black books as an adult as well and carry on that sort of childhood memory into my adulthood, because obviously she's written the Cruel Prince series. Spiderwick Chronicles, I was always an OG Holly Black fan, and I am proud of that. I also remember in elementary school, in my school library, there were these little historical fiction books about different princesses, and I was obsessed with them. I also loved Narnia. I haven't read all of the Narnia books. That's just another series that I never finished. Which is a common theme. I hate to say it, I'm a chronic series not finisher. Usually happens on the third book. I get third book something and I just don't pick, like I still haven't finished The Hunger Games. Obviously I know what happens in Mockingjay, but I've never been able to finish that book. Next question. What questions would I ask my favorite booktubers? Ooh, I don't know. I'd probably try and like stir the pot a little and probably just ask them like what their most controversial bookish opinion is, or a popular book that they just didn't like. We hear a lot of positives, which is always amazing, but I also think there is room to talk about, you know, like the things that you didn't like, and I think that's okay, and I feel like that's valid as someone who just wants to talk about books. So I always like to hear like what books people didn't like. I feel like you learn a lot about people's tastes based on, you know, what they liked versus what they didn't like. I always think that those sort of maybe controversial questions are the best conversation starters. What challenges will be the hardest on BookTube? For me, I think this just comes with being on social media in general. I think the thing I struggle with the most is not playing into the comparison game. I think since I've started, I've always compared myself to other creators, and it's not like a jealousy thing. It's more coming from the fact of I feel like I'm not good enough. I think, ooh, are we getting deep? Wow, that was pretty deep. I do apologize. Also, I think I've just done a terrible job of making the space my own, because I've been so worried about what other people think, and I'm really gonna try not to do that with this venture. I really just want this booktube to be like a cozy space that we all connect and we all talk about books, and we just love books and we want to be friends. And I don't know, that's like, you know, like I just really picture like the aesthetic for this channel, if I could like pick one, is something like very cozy. We're not fancy. We sit around in our like cute little sweat sets and we drink our coffee and our tea and our hot cocoa, and we just like talk about books and what we like, and we get cozy, we do cozy things, and then you know sometimes we get serious and we like have like literary conversations, but only like very occasionally, and we like try new things. And I don't know, I just want like a cozy little community. Okay, next question. Now that we went to therapy and came back, the next question is, when did I start reading? And honestly, the fact that people can give a concrete answer to this is wild to me, because sometimes my mom, love her, but I have a sister as well, and I don't think she actually remembers when I started reading. So even when I ask her, I feel like she gives me different answers every single time. I know I started reading very young. I grew up with a mother and a grandmother who were both English majors. My grandmother is also a writer. My mom is an avid reader, and so I was reading and being surrounded by books at a very, very young age. I still remember a lot of the children's books that my mom would like sit down and read with me and to me when I really necessarily couldn't read yet. So reading has always been a part of my life even before I could start reading. Okay, next question. Where do I read? So I will read basically anywhere cozy. I just got this new chair so I could sit at a place that isn't my bed, because I don't like to read in my bed unless I'm going to bed. So I got this chair that's very comfy and cozy. In winter, we have a fireplace, so you'll find me sitting by the fire with a blanket and a tea. When the weather is still nice, I will read outside. I love to read outside. I think in the summer, fall is my favorite season. Summer is my least favorite season, so I don't like the heat, but I try and read outside in the summer as much as I can. We got a hammock. That was beautiful. That was a gorgeous decision. And so one day I literally spent the entire day outside on the hammock reading Circe, and it was an incredible experience. We have outdoor fires, and I'll read outdoors with a little crackling fire, and it'll be a little cozy and chilly, and it's so exciting. I feel like I always need something behind me, like white noise. I don't like to listen to music because that's distracting. I want to sing along with Taylor Swift, so I can't listen to Taylor Swift. So outdoors is great because there's always like crickets or birds or squirrels like chittering and chattering. I think we have arrived at our last question. So the last question is, what kind of books do I read? So I would say I probably read about 50-50 fantasy and romance. However, I have made it a goal to kind of read outside of, I call those my comfort genres. I have made it a goal to kind of read outside of those genres. So this year I've read a little horror, I've read a little historical fiction, a little literary fiction, and just like trying out different types of books. I feel like it's good to push yourself a little bit outside your regular comfort zone. I also, what was I gonna say? I love young adult. One thing about me, and one thing you'll realize on this channel very quickly, is that I love a young adult book. Wow, okay. I made it. So excited about starting this channel, and I'm so excited to sort of have you come along with me on this journey, and I mean this from the absolute bottom of my soul. Okay, I really genuinely want to get to know you. Okay, let me look into the camera while I say this. I really want to get to know you. I do. I really do. I want to know about you, so tell me about yourself in the comments. Maybe answer some of these questions that I answered, or tell me the favorite book that you've read in 2024. Tell me your least favorite book you read in 2024. Zodiac sign is. You can guess mine if you want. I always get mixed reviews on my zodiac sign. That's all I will say for now. If you're looking to stick around for more, please subscribe, like, comment, and that would mean the world to me. Also, I will link other places that I talk about books if you're interested in following me on those platforms. But again, I'm so excited, and I can't believe I just filmed my first BookTube.